everybody. Hope you're all having a great day.
Hi, Eva.
We're just on today to talk about something that's been plaguing me for the past, well, I'm going to say last month, but it started back in 2012, and it's anxiety. And even though it's not an autoimmune condition, it always...
It kind of comes along with what you have.
And if you don't have it, you likely will get it. You know, which is a lovely thought, but it's true. But no, I have been tortured with it this past month, and I've actually done a post about this before, but I'd done it about 2 months ago, so a lot of new followers would never have seen it. And it was actually, I got a book, and it did help. It still does help. I read it quite often. It's called At Last a Life, and I think the author is Paul David. But it is very, very good, and it's very insightful. But like today, for example, somebody says to me, "Why are you anxious?" And I'm like, "Oh God." I'm like, "Why? Why did I even say I'm anxious?" This is why I don't talk about it to people, because they ask why, and sometimes there is no why.
Being anxious.
There is no reason. It just is.
It is just one of those things that just sort of happens. I've never in my life, I think, experienced anxiety. Maybe a couple of times, and it was more maybe nervousness, I think, or that anticipation.
Yeah.
Whenever I worked in radio, we would have to maybe get up on the stage in front of people and do like road shows and broadcasts and stuff, and you always got that little bit of nervousness in your stomach, and I was able to handle that, not a problem. Get out on the stage, talk to whoever, and once I'm out on the stage, fine. But recently, and it is only just recently to me, I've started to have anxiety, and it'll just kick off.
That's horrible.
There's sometimes there will be something that will set it off. Sometimes I'll maybe notice, especially because I have a mirror at my door, which is probably
Mr.
the worst thing. And
Mr.
Vian. You want to check yourself before you go out, make sure I'm looking okay. But every now and again, I'll maybe catch myself in it and realise how I'm stood. Maybe a little stooped over. I'll catch myself in that, and I'll be literally going for the door and then go, no.
That's just a visual reminder.
Just a little visual, and then that will set off anxiety for me as well, because then obviously I'm thinking about what other people are thinking about. So sometimes there is like a catalyst for it.
Yeah.
And we'll start something, but other times you can be sitting there and the next thing is just like that feeling of dread, sickliness.
It is. It's very, very hard to explain to somebody that's never had it. But I know at least 2 followers to this page do have anxiety, and at the start it's very scary. It was really, I actually thought I was going crazy at the very start before I seen a doctor, until she described the whole fight or flight. I don't know if any of the followers of the page have ever heard of this here. It's basically fight or flight. It's as if there's like a really dangerous situation about to unfold and you're in the middle of it, and you just don't know what to do. Do you fight or do you flee?
It's your body's survival instincts.
The adrenaline surges just in your system, and you just panic. It's just the most scary feeling. It really is. But
it's the heart palpitations that get to you as well. I always get. It'll obviously affect people in different ways.
Some people think they're actually having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because it can be so intense. Like
the heart will start racing. You'll maybe get that little shake, even if you don't physically see the shake. It almost feels like you're shaking. Yeah. And then, as I say, I'll get that sort of pressure on my chest then as well, and then the sickly feeling. It's just ugh.
It really is. As I told you this before, but caffeine. Yes. Caffeine, I give up caffeine altogether because it is not worth it. It really isn't. It left me feel as if I was actually out of my own body. I couldn't. It's not worth it. Take decaf. It tastes exactly the same. But no, it really does. But no, it just made me feel terrified, and that's the only word I can think to describe it. It was only when the doctor told me to give up caffeine that it made quite a considerable difference. Yeah. But for me, even right now, I'm anxious. And you wouldn't know. Like, I don't go about telling everybody. Well, apart from right now, you wouldn't be in this video. But no, my feeling is as if there's a hand at my throat, and then when I swallow, it feels like there's a lump in my throat.
It's hard to swallow.
Yeah, literally, it is. It's just a horrible feeling. That and the palpitations, and the sweats, and the trembling hands. Yeah. And what's the other one? Oh yeah, the lightheadedness and dizziness.
I will get sore heads as well, but I don't know where it's linked to that or not. But I've had sore heads and stuff in the past with feeling anxious, but maybe it's just the fact that your heart's racing a bit more or something. I don't know. These little things, sometimes you suffer from that much, you don't know what's connected and what's not
that
connected.
is exactly true. You're thinking, God, is this one of like dozen tablets I'm on, or what is it?
Yeah, is it a side effect of the tablets? Is it something else? I always think that perhaps sometimes there is, because I've never experienced anything like that in my life, and I had 2 weeks of anxiety which led on to depression as well for me.
Yeah.
And that was just, it was the weirdest thing ever, like the fact that I would actually lay on this sofa and not move all day, sure, get up and go to the toilet, food wise, no, get up, make a cup of tea at a push. That's where I was at. That was the level I was at. It was just like,
God, that is low.
It was. I'm sitting here laughing. It's a nervous laugh because I'm trying to talk about it without going overboard with it. But whenever you reach that level of anxiety and the depression kicks in and you don't know where to go next. That was the thing for me. I think was as well. I was at a point where I didn't know whether to keep on working. I didn't know what to do next to get myself better. And all these things, and then you're worried about if I leave work, what I'm going to do for money.
That's another thing to worry about.
Yeah, I can't keep on doing the job because I'm wrecking myself more. So that applies now. Whether that kicked off the anxiety, maybe it was the depression that came first, and the worry.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably maybe the worry and then the anxiety and then the depression.
It was actually very brave of you to even say that on camera, because so many men even more than women, they don't want to talk about anxiety, they don't want to talk about depression, and they should.
It's a hard thing to talk about, because as soon as you start talking about it, you start
getting these feelings. That's why we feel so anxious right now, because we're talking about it.
This is the hardest thing. It's good that Char's here. If I was doing this, and I remember actually, I hope that I've deleted it all, but for my own personal vlog I actually done a little bit, where I went to the camera and started talking about me feeling so, because I actually thought at one point I need to get this down.
Yeah.
And I started talking to the camera, and as soon as I started talking to the camera, it's just like, well done. That was good.
Yeah.
But I kept going just to talk.
Yeah.
And I had nobody else here. Of course I could have talked to a friend or whatever. I had nobody else here, so I talked to the camera. And that was my release, was actually talking to the camera. It's
good. It is good to get it out. It most definitely is.
But I think the best thing you can do is distract yourself. That's what I do once I start feeling that.
I disagree.
You right?
I disagree. Personally speaking, distracting yourself, you're only distracting yourself from your problem. You have to face it. You have to face, in my opinion anyway, you have to face it.
Yeah,
that's true. It's tough.
Yeah.
It is tough, but you can distract yourself for so long. But then you're still coming back to that problem again.
That's true, it's still there.
You know but then sometimes you've learned something today.
As you said, sometimes though the anxiety can kick in and you don't know why. So it's finding the problem.
That's my problem right now. I'm just going about living my life. Loving my life, and next thing, just bang, out of nowhere, the crazy anxiety starts, and you're like, right, so what did it this time? What was it? Was it something at work? Was it something at home? Was it something someone said? And I just don't know. I just think sometimes there is no reason, and just if you have the anxiety in you, it can present itself at any time, usually whenever you least expect it. And
that's the worst thing.
It is. It is.
If you're out somewhere and you're chatting to somebody, and right now, even like just because I'm maybe talking about the personal depression stuff as well, but I can feel the sweat. And if you're out somewhere, the last thing you want to do is feel the sweat. I'm feeling just that prickly heat thing as well. It goes on with it, I think, as well. It's the worst thing in the world, especially if you're out and about whenever that happens.
I know.
No, I just want to go home.
Well, in this hot weather, I think people would.
Well, there's that as well.
Forgive you for that.
Forgive us
just think, it's warm today.
True. But it's one of those things. It might happen, it might not. I didn't think it would ever happen to me, but obviously it did. And again, I think it was a build-up of worry of not knowing what to do next and where to go next, and how you going to cope with things.
Talking about it does help.
Talking about it is the best thing that you can do, without a doubt.
And it's not as what's the word I'm looking for? It's more common to talk about it now.
It is. I find it easier to talk about now because I know so many other people have talked about it now.
It's for sure.
Putting out, especially whenever you're talking about these sort of things, these delicate sort of things that everybody finds personal, because you don't want other people to know that you're that emotional and that you're that.
It makes you feel as if people's going to think I'm so weak, but it's not. But it's not true. It just
It's not true. Maybe
being
you are feeling a
sensitive.
little
Being
bit
sensitive is a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good thing to
Yeah.
me. I think it's a good thing.
Anybody who knows me will know I'm probably an oversensitive guy. I can't watch some game shows on TV whenever they start talking about.
What?
You know when you're watching the game show and they do the sad story, oh my uncle's passed away, and
yeah,
this and the
I
other,
cry
and trying to
buckets
save
for
up.
them
for that.
too.
I'll just be like, yeah, I can't watch that. You know?
Yeah.
But I've been like that for years and years and years, and I'm usually okay, but I'll say I don't open up about that sort of
Yeah.
thing back then. I certainly didn't, but whereas now, like, I'm old enough now.
You just don't
Yeah, I
care.
just don't care what other people think.
Well, that's a good way to be.
That is a good. I suppose that is. I've had that in the back of my head for a long time. You know, my friends. The way I look at it is, I know who I am. My family know who I am. You know, I've got to the point where people know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, throughout the years, and my friends know who. The close friends know who I am, and what I'm like, and what way I'll react to certain situations. So
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Those are the three things that matter. Everything outside of that doesn't really matter.
I know.
You know what other people
It's just your
think.
at the start. You have the perception that everybody matters.
Yeah.
But they don't.
They don't.
They don't. But you know, the main reason I want to do this video is for people that don't have anxiety that are watching this here. Try to have some compassion for people that do. You know, a kind word, a compliment can make all the difference to someone's day. It really can. And kindness it's free.
Yeah.
It's free, and just give it out.
Just
Give it out. Be nice to people. And before we go, I just want to say my anxiety, as I said, has been kicking off. And to help myself, I do not want any more medication. That's just personally me. You know, I know lots of people get medication and it does help them, but personally I'm taking enough.
Yeah.
And I don't want to top it up with anything else, so I'm going through the self-care. And I am meditating, which a lot of people might think is all very hippy-dippy, but don't knock until you tried it.
Yeah.
Because it really does relax the mind. And just do things that you enjoy. Things that you enjoy.
I will be the first to admit, whenever you were saying about meditating and stuff and yoga and all the rest of it, I would be like, nah. That was me for years, like, yeah, yoga, yeah. But what I've learned is it's not so much maybe the yoga, but the meditation stuff.
So
really
good.
can
So good.
help. It's so
Yeah.
ridiculous if you can get yourself lay down and start your breathing and start relaxing every bit of your body and go through all those bits as you do it.
Yeah.
And
Or
if
even sit up. You don't even have to lay down.
yeah, you don't. Yeah, and if you don't know how to do it,
YouTube
has got plenty of them.
I
In
listen
fact,
to them all the time.
what I'll
and
do-
they're free. They don't even cost
They're
anything.
free,
So
yeah.
do it.
you can listen to even if you're on Spotify. You can listen to at night time little relaxing bits and pieces. And yeah, okay, it sounds really hippy dippy, but it is really.
Maybe it does sound
good.
come from him, but no, it really is. It is so good. And like, you don't have to do it for an hour. You know, even half an hour would be fantastic if you had the time. But even 5-10 minutes, it's all about the breath. And if you can get your breath, if you can steady your breath, automatically your anxiety just it eases.
Go away.
It eases. I did it last night and I felt unreal. I was actually about to fall asleep. It was that good.
Yeah, the key thing is people will try and say, "Oh, you know, clear your head," and you think you can't clear your head.
Yeah.
Don't try and clear your head. Concentrate on your breathing.
Yeah,
Count
that's
how long
all.
your breathing's going in. Count how long your breathing's going out. I think it's 7-11 is one of the nice relaxing. They call it 7-11. 7-11 or 11-7. You breathe in for 7 seconds. You hold it maybe for 4 or whatever, and then you breathe out for 11.
that's it.
And you keep doing that, and all you're thinking about is concentrate on your breathing in, your breathing out, and everything else you'll forget about everything else that you were trying to think
Because you're
about.
concentrating
because
so much on your
concentrating
breath.
on one thing.
It is so good. And we're thinking of bringing out a meditation video next. Or a yoga video maybe. Don't worry, Choco, I wouldn't put you through that there.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, I could. No, we'll
Just
not put
lay
you through
back.
that. But
Listen to my
anyway,
voice.
that's it for today anyway. But we'll be back soon with something else. And I really hope this is helpful to someone out there. And just realise that you're not alone.
Yeah.
And everybody else, be nice.
And don't forget to like and share it. Give us a little thumbs up
Yes,
and a like, and
please do,
share this
if you
video,
like it.
and let other people know about this page. Even if it's somebody who isn't suffering from autoimmune disease, perhaps they know somebody who else is. Perhaps this will be helpful for them
Yeah,
too.
or they have anxiety.
All right.
Okay,
Have
thank
a good
you.
day.
See you soon. Bye.